Good evening and welcome to Tinker Tailor Solder Fry here on the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner and we are broadcasting today from within the crystal gondola of the palatial Maine Tilty House Studios here in beautiful downtown Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. I am so happy to be coming back at you here in these bizarre times with some, I'm going to say, some comfort food. At least half of this is. We're going to be cooking tonight two things. I'm going to be, because we have access to a real oven for once. This is something we've never had on Tinker Tailor before because studio regulations require larger, not real regulations, but ovens require more power than our studio back at Loading Ready Run Moonbase can handle. What shall we talk about here to get things started off? Well, let me just talk about the fact that the crispy Korean skillet rice is the first one. And this is something that came into my life, I want to say just at the top of the year, I think. It's been kind of a almost weekly addition to the eating schedule here for Corey and I, because it's ridiculously delicious and ridiculously easy to make. And to go along with it, well, I mean, it's quarantine, so we need something special, right? So we're going to have a Clarified milk punch, which is something I discovered over the holidays of 2019, and it is delicious, and I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. So let's get things started. First off, if you're going to be cooking at home with a bunch of hot lights on, with an oven and all the windows closed, you're going to need a good drink. So I'm going to use this little device called a draft top, which I recently picked up for a Kickstarter, and I'm going to just ruin this can. Oh, did that get in there? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't all the way. We're having a Granville Island German-style Pilsner today, and I'm excited to get that into me. Well, did I just ruin this? I think I might have. Let's get this over to the sink, shall we? It's supposed to take the top off. Oops. It's supposed to take the top off the can. It didn't. Maybe we'll do that later on today. Okay, so to start, we're going to start by washing the rice. And you know what? I probably should have mentioned that. You're going to need a rice cooker, because rice cookers make the best rice. And you're going to want to make sure that your rice is washed, because washed rice makes the cleanest and juiciest and chewiest rice. So let's get the rice out. Today we will be using standard Cal Rose Japanese rice, because that's unfortunately all I was able to refill. We're going to want 1 1/3 cups of uncooked rice. And this will come out to about, I'm going to say, 4 cups of cooked rice. So we're going to just lose count immediately. All right, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, I'm aware there's an Island Farms container for my rice, but we don't have much or enough space in the kitchen for a proper rice bag. Whew. Still working on my back after the past month or few weeks. It's a little bit tender, but we're getting better every day. So to wash the rice, I'm using this. It's a device I picked up in the dollar store in Japan. It's just a mesh or a strainer bucket with a bucket underneath it. We're just going to run cold water through the rice here until it starts to run clear. Shake the rice around, agitate it a bit. Doesn't take too long, but it does result in a much, much nicer rice. At least I think. especially when you've got something like this, which when baked up just makes those individual rice kernels really sing. Okay, just about got the rice taken care of here. And that, to me, looks about as clean as we're going to get it. So let's give the rice a little bit of a toss here to get as much residual water out as we can. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, that's enough. And let's get our trusty rice cooker out and give that a rinse as well. Maybe a little bit of wash too. It's so nice having a sink here. If we do this again, I'm putting the camera right here, pointing the other direction. All right, let's get that rice into the bowl. And because we are using short grain Japanese style rice instead of 1 1/4 water to rice ratio, you want pretty close to 1-to-1 rice to water, especially for a rice cooker. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, count them out, 4. Let's get a little bit of meniscus on the measuring cup, and that means you just got just a bit more water than is required. Yeah. Fans of the show may remember the jazzberry from previous rice-based episodes. We're just going to set that here and turn it on. Boop. And let the rice fall as it may. Okay, next up, I'm going to switch over to working on this milk punch, because that's going to take us some time as well. So we're going to boil some water. I've preheated it to reduce the needed time for that. Let's have a look here. Okay, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to boil, well, we're not going to boil, but we're going to make about 2 1/4 cups of black Earl Grey tea using 8 tea bags for extreme flavor. If you want to follow along this recipe, I'm just using Alton Brown's milk punch recipe from the Food Network. Ooh, that said, we will not be going through the entire recipe because the entire recipe requires making, hold on, what he calls the allspice dram, which, if you're going to try and follow along at home, you'll need to make this quick. This is made from 2 1/2 cups of Navy strength rum, which is a higher alcohol percentage, 1/2 cup of dried allspice berries, and 200 grams of granulated sugar. You just heat it all up in a pan, and it makes a heavenly smelling, if you like allspice, little liqueur that can be added to cocktails, or in this case, the milk punch, to give it a bit more of a punch and a little bit more spicy flavor. So it sounds like our water is boiling. Let's get ourselves our tea bags and get that going. That's going to take, they want 3 minutes. Let's get, and remember, other teas are available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. And we're just going to toss those in one of my handy pitchers here, and it was 2 1/4, correct? 2 1/4 cups of hot water. How do you like that timing? Well, we'll be here for you soon. That's a nice Pilsner. Okay. 2, and here's my quarter mark. Exacting standards here in the laboratory. All right. Get that in there. Give it a little bit of a swirl. And let's see here. 3 minutes. Get a timer for that. Okay. Next up, we're going to add sugar to the hot tea, stir to dissolve, and then add the port, rum, and allspice dram. Okay. Right. Okay. Next up, what I want to do is get the sugar ready. So for the sugar, we'll need 85 grams. So let's get that out there. We'll need a second pitcher for later. Actually, I'm going to clean this one out. I think this is... Don't know what's cloudy on there. But I don't much care for it. Dishes with Ian. All right. Now, trust me, the clarity of this picture is going to be paramount to what we're going to do with it later. You're really going to want to see that. And then I wanted a small vessel into which to measure some sugar. Sugar. So let's flip that around. Get that. Oh, that tea is starting to smell nice. Alrighty, where is my sugar? Sugar! Spice! And a lemon. These are what Professor Ian used to make a punch. 85 grams. Come on. 40, 50, 60, 70, 84. Hey, right on the money. Okay, good. So we've got that. We've got 4 fluid ounces. We need 1 cup of ruby port. Now, my brother, who is a Japanese bar owner slash tender, has made this recipe a few times, and one of the things he's told me is absolutely do not skimp out on your port or on your tea. Now, tea, I think you could go either way. Tea gets really expensive really quickly. Then again, so does port. So we're using Sandman. Other ports are available. Find the one you like. Right now, I just need to dispose of these. So we'll just use a little fork. Do not squeeze the tea bags upon removal. You don't need any of the extra liquid. We just need to make sure that we have a good tea out of that. Let's fish those out. Not going to squeeze them, but we will drain them. Just a bit. Okay. This is going to have to cool a bit anyway, so taking our time is not a bad idea. All right. What have you got for us, Corey?
This is the first time they've heard about Todd in this bar.
I don't believe that. Yes, no, my brother owns a bar in Japan. It's in Hachimantai. No, wait, that's not... Yorihongo, yes. Don't be creepy. Or, no, it's not open right now because of the whole situation. He was going to call it Nice Gaijin, you know, because it's a nice Japanese pun on, like, Gaijin, foreigner, and nice foreigner. They called it Heaven's Dragon. Sometimes you gotta let your partner know best. 1 cup ruby port. Sandman. Or Send a Man. Or Sandy Man. Sandy Man. That sounds right. You can usually get, if you want to conserve, you can usually get 2 batches out of a bottle of port. Or if you're like me, you can just also enjoy some port on the side. Okay, and we need 4 ounces of dark rum, not spiced. And this is important, not spiced. 4 ounces is something I need to convert into a real unit. So let's take that away. That is 118 milliliters. So we'll go to 120, roughly. 120. Let's get my handy dandy labware. Do not mix your labware and your kitchenware. I should really probably label this with a K, except I don't have a lab, so it's all for the kitchen. And this is all going in. How much is that going in? Port, rum, allspice, dram, and lemon juice. Okay, so I need 118 of the 120, and that's 4 ounces. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to take that up to the 100 ml mark. Add that to the tea. Let's bring that tea over. And then we'll do the last 20. Don't forget to measure from the bottom of the meniscus on your graduated devices for accuracy. Okay, rum, done. Port, done. Allspice, dram. 2 fluid ounces. That means that is half of what I had before, but that's a hard number, so we'll just have the computer do it, because otherwise I might get it wrong. 2 ounces is 59, so 60 milliliters. Sounds good. 60 mils of that allspice dram. Ooh. Love that. And finally, we need 2 ounces of... Need that in a second. 2 ounces of lemon juice. So let's get my recipe back to where I wanted it to be, and let's cut open and deal with a lemon. All right, give the lemon a bit of a rub here to make it easier to juice. And let's... Oh. Thank you, thing. Slice. Get out our handy dandy lemon juicer. It can also be used to juice things like limes. So technically not a unitasker. Just gonna fish the seeds out there because it'll just make it a little bit easier on me when I'm trying to separate things out. Okay, and let's juice. Arclight, I don't disagree with Elton's point that never get stuff that only gets one job. I believe there are certain things that are worth getting as a unitasker, but for the most part, I do agree that yeah, it's worth trying to save space. But like any good rule, exceptions are required. 60 is the number of milliliters that I needed to get out of this. Whoa, 30 mils exactly out of half a lemon. We are just gonna barely get through that. Okay, come on. This is a nice soft lemon. I'm really happy with it. I normally get lemons that are just impossible to juice. Okay, down there. Oh. Right, well, okay, we'll pass that through again. Hey, this is kind of a preview of what's going to happen later. Just run that through the filter. Try to get rid of some of that pulp. Uh-oh, losing a bit of juice there. Okay, and let's do that again. Only this time for real. Okay, it looked close enough to 60 that I'm just going to call it 60. And send that into there. All right. And finally, the port, I believe, was the last thing that needed to happen there. Yes, okay. Port goes in. And then just give a wee bit of a swirl. Where is something that we can use to give that a little bit of a stir there? Okay, so that gets parked there for about 20 minutes. Or room temperature. We'll find out which happens quicker. At this point, though, we do have some other ingredients to prepare. So why don't we do that? Just take a few seconds to wipe off my surface here. Okay. Sugar. I think you were right there. Did I mess that up? Pour the glass in there. Yeah, Yep, sugar. Ha ha ha. Whoops. Meccano, this is just an iPad Mini 2. Whew, thankfully that's still warm enough to... Yep. Sounds good. Okay. I think if I just look at this here, I can't see any grit. Let's observe it against a light. That's not bright enough. At the bottom, no grit. We are grit-free in 2003. 2003. That is good port, by the way. All right, we might need that later. Next up, let's swap recipes for a second here, shall we? And get some stuff ready for the Korean rice. How is the rice doing? The rice is taking its time. Okay, let's just read through the ingredients here to start with. For your Korean crispy, cheesy skillet rice, which can be found on SeriousEats.com, we are going to need 1 tablespoon unsalted butter softened, 4 cups short-grained rice, currently in the Jazzberry, 3 tablespoons gochujang. I always say gochujang. That's wrong. That's not a word. It's probably something else and probably filthy. 3 tablespoons soy sauce, 1 tablespoon rice vinegar, 4 thinly sliced scallions, white and green parts divided, 3 ounces of grated low moisture mozzarella cheese, 2 ounces grated Gruyere cheese, 5 ounces chopped grained kimchi, and 1 ounce of grated cotija cheese. Hey, guess what? Here's a life hack from Ian to you. You can just use mozzarella. This is a really delicious, delicious dish, and you don't need to, I mean, if you're living somewhere where you have access to fancier cheeses that are less expensive, go nuts. If you like mozzarella and you don't want to do much work, that's fine too. And that's what we're going to do. What do we got here? We're going to start with the butter, because I like this as one of my, it's one of my favorite things to do. So let's grab my cast iron. Oh, love my cast iron pan. This is my friend. Let's move that knife out of the way. And let's move that everywhere. Okay, so we got here. Skillet. I don't know, 12? Does this look like a 12-inch skillet to you? Get one.
Yeah.
Get one roughly this size relative to Ian's head. Then you're going to take your softened butter. Oh, what's this? This is my butter bell. This is one of my favorite possessions. This is what I give as a gift anytime I'm asked to give a gift to someone who doesn't have one. What it does is it sits not in your fridge, but on your countertop where it's warm. Butter likes to be warm because when it's warm, it gets to spread easily. When it's not warm, it doesn't spread. So what you do is you just fill this with a saline solution that you make yourself. You pack your butter into this bell bit at the top. Just really jam it in there. And then when you stick it down there, the salt water creates a vacuum. And the salt water itself inhibits any sort of growth of things. So it keeps your butter at a nice spreadable and usable temperature. And
It does grow salt crystals.
yeah, it does grow salt crystals, so be aware of that if you overfill it. They're extremely inexpensive, and it changed my life for the better being able to use butter whenever I wanted it. So, going to use my handy-dandy scraper here and grab about a teaspoon, or tablespoon rather. That's probably a bit much, but you know what? It's butter. Nothing wrong with that. Unless your doctor has told you that there is something wrong with that, in case maybe you listen to your doctor. But until that happens, nothing wrong with butter. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to paint the inside of this pan, thusly. Try and get as many of the surfaces as you can, because this is your primary method of adding oil to this dish. So not only is this non-stickinating your pan, but it is, which, yes, I know, cast iron is non-stick already if you've properly seasoned it, and I have properly seasoned it, and it's not non-stick the same way that Teflon is. It's not the same. Don't try to think that it is. They're both very good at what they do, but they're not the same and should not be substituted for one another. This is absolutely something you don't want to use a non-stick pan for, by the way. And I should mention that this is going in the oven when we're done with it. So, or rather, before we're done with it. It needs to go into the oven so we can be done with it. Anyway. Yeah, make sure you use an oven-safe skillet, and that's one of the magics of cast iron. Okay, let's, where did that? I'm gonna grab another paper towel. We'll just park this over here for the moment until we need it later. Next up, I'm gonna wipe that. I don't like the wrong kind of oil on my cutting board. Always oil your cutting boards regularly. Right, still waiting on that rice. Looking at about 12 minutes left on this, although it's feeling closer to room temperature. Let's park this in the fridge for a few while we wait for it, just to make sure it's good and ready. I'm not hiding from you. I'm just putting a plastic cover on. This is where I hide my Resonite plastic film. And just gonna jam it in there. Okay, what's next? Stuff for the kimchi rice. Or we could just slow it down here for a second. Maybe answer a few questions while we wait for it. All right, cast iron will ward off fair folk. Gosh darn it. Okay. Let's see. Go Juchang stuff. Next up, we're going to need a good size bowl. Doesn't need to be metal, but we're going to be mixing our rice goods in. We might as well chop the onions while we're at it too. I have pre-washed them and hopefully dried them, because I don't like wet onions. They stick to things. Let's grab 4 of the fattest onions, yes. 2, 3, 4, yes, you'll do nicely. And I might even try, I might just try and chop the ends off these, see if I can get these to sprout. Because that's what everyone's doing these days, aren't they? Ooh, that one's got a bit of... Okay. How much do I want to leave on the end of these if I want to sprout about that much? I mean, apparently it's just like the very, very tip of the root is all you need. Okay, let's give about a 1/4 inch. Sure. Boom. And let's get these inside a moist paper towel, and then we can pop them in the fridge and then try and sprout them later on. That will be an exercise to the viewer at home. Okay. Go. Nice moist environment for you, friends. Inhibit growth. Right. So we're going to separate the whites and the greens. Got to keep them separated. So about there. Let's say about there. About there. About there. Those will come in handy later. Let's try this one in half now. And let's begin. Ian's knife skills. Terrible. God, this needs a sharpening really bad. Pretend to do the thing you saw online, so that the chat won't yell at you. Now, I like to cut my green onions, real thin, so that they almost disappear into the rice when it's baking. Because it just adds to the flavor nicely. All right. It's a really nice knife. Thank you, BB. It's an IKEA knife, believe it or not. I'll just have to. There we go. Practice is what we'll have to do. Be not fast, but be careful. Good enough. This one can just use a good chop, and why not finish up that one? You can go with the top stuff. Okay. There. I've wanted to send my knives to a professional to get sharpened. I still haven't been able to do so yet, and I don't even know if.
I don't think the knife man's out.
Yeah, I should mention that for just knife top up at home, I use this device, which is the Spyderco Triangle Sharpener. You may have seen this on previous episodes of Tinker Tailor. It just goes in here, and then you and it's actually quite good at what it does. But that's a story for another show, which already happened. Okay, onions in. That's good. We've got the butter. We've got the rice. By the way, if anyone's looking for a nice recipe collection application for iOS, Macintosh, or Windows, I highly recommend Paprika. It's what I'm using right now, and it's what I have used for a few months now. And it's really good for the way I like to do cooking. Okay, let's grab the tablespoon. Aha! Rice is 12 minutes. Ah! Hot. 12 minutes from completion. Eleven minutes from completion. Okay, that's good. Let's get the tablespoon out. Steam comes out of that top vent, you know. Rice soy sauce. Soy sauce of choice is Yamasa. And that is 3 tablespoons. Triple check. 1, 2, 3. Okay, mark the soy sauce is done. We'll keep this one around and wet for the rice vinegar. That gets 1 tablespoon. Get in there. We've got the onions in there as well. Okay, send that off to the side to live with the alcohol. Tablespoon. I don't think we need the tablespoon anymore today, if I am correct. Gochujang is what we need next, though. All right, because we need 3 tablespoons of this friend. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that because I like the flavor of gochujang. This is that funky chili paste. We're just going to, so that looks like about, I'm going to call that 1 tablespoon. And we'll get another one of those. That's 2. We'll get a little bit less on the last one just to... There we go. That's 3 tablespoons-esque. Trust me, it's going to be delicious no matter what. Tell me I'm wrong.
You should tell them that you were using a teaspoon to scoop.
Well, technically I think it was a coffee spoon.
Yeah.
See, we've got... Ian's favorite brand of cutlery is Data, or Data, as it is pronounced in the 23rd century. Yeah, it comes with 2 different types of spoons. Your teaspoon and your longer teaspoon. There's also the largest spoon. There's a lot of spoons. Anyway. God, this wasn't supposed to be Ian shows off his cutlery day.
Just you were overloading the teaspoon, and it looked like a lot more if you were using a tablespoon.
Good point. Good point. Okay, so that's basically it. That's the mixture. This is the magic. This is literally where the magic happens. So we're gonna leave. Actually, no. What we're gonna do is we're gonna scoop out that gochujang. Send this spoon to the phantom zone. Wow, why did I set things up so that the cameras look directly into the dishwasher? And then we're just going to mix this around until it forms a paste. This is completely unnecessary, this step. This is just me filling time for 8 minutes. Now we got some stuff. We've got a bit more to do here too. So there we go. That's our mixture that's going to get mixed up with the rice. These are the immigrants to Flavortown. They are ready for processing. And the white rice residents of Flavortown are about to be just blown away by some amazing goings on. Hey, what's up? Chopping onions in the... Yep. Don't judge me. I'm only doing this in front of how many people, Corey?
Like 5.
Oh,
Five
good,
people.
good. 5 people I can handle.
It's just your friend. friends.
Yeah, 5 people I can handle seeing me just completely ruin some onions and possibly lose my respect for my ability to cut. I'm not a professional chef. I make things in InDesign for a living. All right, let's use your knife, Ian. Boop, 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 boop. All right, wipe that off. Give it a little wipe, and give this a little wipe as well. Whee! That will be good for topping. Clean as you go. Kago. Hate that. Hate Kago almost as much as I hate BOGO. BOGO! We've got... Right, we need to shred our cheese and prepare our kimchi, because that's another one of the pieces of flavor that is so key to this particular recipe. I don't know my different types of kimchi that well, so I just bought the one that looked okay. And it is okay, except that this one comes out in big hunks, probably bigger than I'd like, so less good there. Forkenheimer. Right, I need a bit of paper towel for this too. Hey, cool, everything's coming together. Okay, so let's get our paper towel on the scale. This is why I love scales. You can just hit the button to zero it out. Yeah. Yes. Okay. And we are looking for 141 grams of kimchi, drained kimchi, because we want to remove as much of the excess water as possible. And that's why the paper towel is here, to receive said excess fluid. Okay, and I got about 100 there. Ooh, wow, I am just about out of kimchi. And that takes us to 135. Oh, come on. Can I get in there? Is there a little piece? Cool, that'll probably do. 142, good enough. Let's get you back in the fridge where you belong. Rinse off my hand. And get out cheese, and get out our milk punch. Okay, right, these are in the fridge to inhibit growth. Okay, so kimchi can go over here to hang out while we continue on with what we're doing. Scale, I think we might actually be, nope, we're not done with the scale yet. We need to cut some cheese. A little joke for all you high school fans out there. Not fans of high school age fans. If anyone actually enjoyed high school, that's congratulations. 402 grams of cheese is what we currently have here, and I need, as I've said, 170 grams, so just under half of this. And you know what? I like cheese, so I'm not going to be too accurate. If we're close, then we're close enough. So, I've actually taken to buying cheese in these large blocks from Costco and then splitting them up by measuring them with a ruler. And that is 197? Close enough. We'll put that back in the Stay Fresh cheese bag.
Stay Fresh cheese bag.
The Stay Fresh cheese bag. Okay, and let's put that away. You just took you out of the fridge, so I'm going to grate you right away, because otherwise it'll become difficult to grate this much cheese. Oh, yeah. This is also an IKEA cheese box. Comes with a secondary lid. If you're wondering why the matzah is crumbling the way it does, it is because this cheese has been frozen. Now, I find that freezing does not necessarily affect this particular type of application of the cheese. It still comes out gooey and delicious. And there's also, yeah, basically any sort of cheese that I do baking with, I'm just fine freezing, especially because it greatly reduces the upfront cost of the cheese and stays forever. Okay, I'll just pop that in there. Pick up the rest of that with, ooh, and the rice is done. Aha! Everything's coming together. All right, that's that. Ooh, another one. Okay, that's good.
Kimchi?
Kimchi's good. Pan is thinged. We're waiting on that. And you know what? I'm going to say that this is a good time for us to take a short break. Because we're right at the top of the hour. The rice can sit in the cooker for a few minutes. Yeah, don't go away. There will be more Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry here on the mighty Loading Ready Live Video Entertainment Network. My name is Ian Horner, and today we are making crispy skillet Korean kimchi rice and clarified milk punch. We are currently in stage 2 of both those dishes, and I have forgotten a critical point that I need to do to make this this skillet dish, and that is to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Thankfully, the oven's not that slow, so it should be able to come on up to speed pretty soon. I'm going to take the butter skillet off the top, though, so that the butter doesn't all melt when we wait for it to come up to temperature. Next up, what we need to do here is, yes, next up is the milk punch. Because this is where the magic happens. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I was correct with the with all the readings on that. So we're going to use this this one that I made earlier, washed earlier. I didn't make anything earlier. And what we're going to add to that is 1 cup of whole gyunyu, milk from a cow. Why would I do such a thing, you ask? I've just made a clearly beautiful mixture of fortified sweet wine, whiskeys, spices, and tea. So what the hell are you doing adding milk to it? Well, your patience will be rewarded. What we're going to do, add that to the pitcher, and we're going to give this one last stir. It's a little bit one last stir. Yeah, no, whole milk. Yeah, I couldn't get 3%, or as we call it here in Canada, homogenized milk, because all this. But yeah, 2% is fine. I've used it before and can confirm that this will work. Guess what's gonna happen? We're gonna ruin everything. Yeah. 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 Doesn't this look disgusting? Get a good look at the what's going on in there, because there's some pretty severe curdle action going on. We're going to put 60 minutes on the clock right there, because that's when we're going to come back to this. We are not to stir it, shake it, or molest it in any way, say the ingredients. Just let the magic happen. And boy, is it going to be magic. Now, put the unused milk back in the fridge. And waste another paper towel. I really should get a good... I really should just get that that 12 pack of bar towels that I keep seeing on Amazon. Okay, next we're gonna go back to the gochujang. Gochujang? Hold on. Gochujang, yes. There are no... that's how I'll remember it, because South Korea is not a traditional home of Judaism. Where? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's get our rice cooker. And can we do this on the cutting board? I guess we can. Where is my rice tool? My paddle. Did I not wash my rice paddle? Yep. Totally didn't wash my rice paddle. Hold on, folks. There we go. Give it a little dry, although this seems kind of not counterproductive, but oh, that's some good looking rice. Would you look at that? Let's fluff that up here a bit. Let's get a little bit of that out of there just to have a look at. This is what I'm talking about here. Have a look at that. You can just see the separation of the grains. They stick together, but not overly. You get a nice separation of the grains when you pull them apart, and it's no koshi hikari. Those get really...
What is it?
It's Calrose. This is... Koshi hikari being the grade of rice native, or grade and type of rice native to Niigata Prefecture in Japan. That's milled within within an inch of its, or within microns of its life. But boy, is that good rice. But this is good too. Calrose is no problem. So we'll just now dump it in the sauce.
Some of the chat seems to think our rice cooker is a unitasker.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yes. I mean, you can cook a lot of stuff in your rice cooker. Oatmeal, I believe, is allowed. You can cook big pancakes in it, which I have done on occasion. What else have I cooked in here? It's basically a steamer, or a low-pressure pressure cooker. And then we're just going to use the cutting action of the spatula or squeegee. What do you call this, chat? I call it a spatula, but is not this a spatula? Is not this a spatula?
No, that's a spoon.
You're entirely correct. Is not this a spatula?
It's a rubber spatula.
Yeah, I don't want to call it a scraper because it does so much more than that. But it doesn't turn. And of course, you can't call it a pancake turner or the other things pancake turners because they turn so many more things than just pancakes. So, anyway. Just get this nice and homogeneous. Oh, if you could smell what I smell right now, and if you also like the smell of gochujang. It's slightly sweet. It's got that funk. It's definitely got that smell of chili. And look at those look at that rice. We have no broken grains. Look at me go. All right. I think that's just about how I like it. I'm just going to make that flat for no other reason than to be able to properly eyeball making, dividing it in half. There we go. Why am I doing this? Well, it's fun for me. Okay. So we got this here. Time-wise, we're doing good there. And then just want to make sure I've got my timing right here. That sounds perfect. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the skillet once again. So we've got our butter skillet, which is looking very mighty good. Take a nice pull, and you're going to take about, well, you're not going to take about, you're going to take as close to half of this as you can, and just get it in the pan. Just like that. Scoop it out. All right, there we go. And let's put that up there. Smooth that out. Now this, maybe that's one of the reasons why I would suggest smoothing it out in the bowl too, because you're going to want to get some practice smoothing this rice out into a nice flat layer. Why do we need a flat layer, you ask? Well, because we're going to put cheese on top of this. That's right, friends, we're making a rice cheese sandwich. Stack, 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 stacks. I just read a manga today about, it was actually a manga that Beecher recommended to me, about a girl who, it's really just about headphones. It's an excuse to draw teenage girls wearing headphones and then reacting to them. And it's great if you like headphones, but they just released a new chapter, I think 9 days ago on the, my source. And they were specifically talking about Stax headphones. So that's fun. All right, have I pushed this around enough? I certainly have. All you need to do is make sure that you've got a decent layer that's as close to flat and level as possible. You don't want any areas which are too thin because you don't want them too thin. And you don't want any areas that are too thick because that means that some areas are too thin. Try to get nice and even. Stick that back there. And then you're going to grab your cheese. And you're going to try and get as close to half that cheese as you can. So let's just shake that up. And then we're going to just distribute. Some advice that my grandmother gave me with regards to buttering bread, and this I think applies to just about everything, is take care of the edges first, and the center will butter itself. And as you can see, that's not at all what happened here, but sometimes it works. Okay, and I think that's gonna be a good layer there. The rest of the cheese is gonna end up on the top. So let's make sure you got enough there. That looks like a good amount. I'm going to stick that just right there. Okay, so let's add those, because why not? Otherwise it's a waste of cheese. Can't have that. Okay, good layer. Now more rice. Now this part's a little bit more difficult, but not really. It's the same general idea. You want to put down a nice, clean, even-esque layer of rice. Sorry. It's a lot easier to do when it's when standing up too, I got to admit. Boy, am I going to have notes about Studio C when we eventually return to it. First of all, Graham, I want an oven, an exhaust hood. Actually, if we can get a full-on fume hood, that'll be great. But an exhaust fan would be nice. Maybe an island. Some better power. And while we're dreaming, a convection oven. What is the name of this studio? Oh, well, I mean, Zane said you clearly missed the opening of the show, where this is the Crystal Gondola of the palatial Maine Tilty House Studios here in beautiful downtown Victoria, British Columbia. And as always, I am broadcasting for the education, elucidation, emancipation, enlightenment, and mental emolument of the hoi polloi. Almost added my old word in there, but
It would have totally validated ArcLight's Studio Weeb, because the old word is Nipponistic.
yes, the Nipponistic hoi polloi. Alrighty. So look at that. That's a nice even layer of packed red delicious rice surrounded by butter and cheese. What more could you ask for? Heat. And that's what we're going to get in just a few minutes when this oven finishes its job. Let's see here. What else is in process? Did I just back myself out of a corner or into a corner in terms of time? You want to get a good look at this? Let's move the milk punch into a place of honor. How do we like that? Let's get a little, just for fun. I want to see what it looks like with a backlight through it. That is opaque. It's 100% opaque and not at all viewable. Okay. Yeah, so our milk punch is starting to do nice. Hi. Our milk punch is
Pick one!
is starting to come together nicely here at this point. Still needs a bit of 47 minutes of time, but that's fine. What's going on here is that the milk itself is grabbing onto all the little undesirable bits within this fluid. So, you know, excess tannins and other particulate matter, and just taking it away. And what it's going to leave behind is a crystal clear and silky smooth beverage, which is just chef's kissingly delicious. But let's put that away for the moment. Okie dokie. We are waiting now on the oven to preheat. Perfect timing, oven. All right. So, 46 minutes from now, the milk punch will be ready to go to its next stage of being, which means that this needs to go in for 35 minutes. That seems like a perfect timing, I think. In you go. Middle rack. And now we wait. Let's start a timer anyway, just in case we forget things. And that is 35 minutes. 35-minute timer.
Okay, 35 minutes.
Thank you for not making me look like a fool. All right, what to do for the next 35 minutes? I could practice.
Shot.
Yeah, shot a minute. That makes perfect sense. I could sharpen my knife and answer questions. That seems like a good idea.
It's going to be a noise sensation.
Why did I go to the fridge for that? So let's get a good edge on this thing here. Yakuza say people. So, we're not going to give this a back blade, but I am going to use the safety rods. Because it says, use safety guards. Okay, we just want the standard edge, so let's start with the rough gauge. And I believe you want to start with the triangle points, and then you move to the flat side, if I recall correctly. Let's get those in there, and those are just there to keep your hand from getting ka-chonked as we do this. And the idea is to try to keep your blades as vertical as possible, and that keeps the knife at a 40-degree angle, which is good for a knife edge. I've lost count of how many times I've done this. I think they suggest 40 times per side. So let's call that 10, 11, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So yeah, 40 degrees is the edge that we suggest on this. And it's a double-sided knife, so both sides. I suppose you could do a Japanese knife with you have to grind it with a new 40 degree edge and just do the one side, but
I had a few questions in the chat about where to get Mirren or how to select your Mirren.
12. I don't generally care about my Mirren, what quality it is. I just go with, what do I have from Mirren? I think it's up here. Or have I moved it? I think I moved it because it's not supposed to be above the stove. Don't keep things above your stove that are heat reactive. Mirren. I currently have Honteri Mirren from the. Oh wait, sorry. I need to do the thing. It's Honteri Mirren Mizkan is the brand. It's gluten free. It's the one that my local Japanese shop has. That's kind of how I select it. Is go there and buy the one that's not too expensive, but also has some Japanese on the label at least. Okay, so I'm starting to feel that the stones aren't really grabbing as much as they were before. Which means it might be time to swap out. Yeah, the Japanese condiment for cooking that I've upgraded recently, or at least started going beyond just the basic, was soy sauce. Going to Yamasa from the standard the bog standard North American Kikkoman. And I've been liking it. It's got a bit fresher of a taste, but I do recommend that if you're not already, store your soy sauce in a sealable bottle. Don't buy more soy sauce than you need. Like if you don't cook with soy sauce that often, buy a smaller bottle because it will keep better in the fridge. And soy sauce does actually have a useful shelf life. It's not just a forever condiment. Okay, that's starting to feel good. So this is a pretty aggressive grit, so let's swap on over to the other ones at this point. Or you know what? I'm just curious. Ooh, that's good. I think my knife has acquired a bend to it somehow. And I am displeased by that. Yeah, there's definitely some curve to that, and I have no idea how that happened. It's no good. All right, let's get some. Or no, let's do the flat edge on these ones first. Let's do this all the way we're supposed to. Point flat, point flat. Someone lend Ian an anvil. I think that might not be good for the knife. Yeah, I picked up this knife from IKEA, back in 2008-ish, I think. It's VG10 chromium steel, but it does have a like a waviness to the pattern. I think that's just an acid-etched Damascus style pattern to it, but the type of steel that it's made from does hold an edge rather well, and it's nice. Ooh. Yeah, I think if anyone wants to send anyone an anvil, just get a shipping quote and then start the Kickstarter. It's already not cheap sending stuff to Canada. A purposefully heavy lump of iron is not going to be the most economical. Yeah, the whole issue of Damascus steel in kitchen knives is kind of a... like, again, the steel is good. It takes and holds an edge well, and is easy to put an edge on it. But the aspect of being flexible in battle is not exactly the most necessary attribute for a kitchen knife. All right. From what I understand, if there's a bend in the knife is subtle, you can repair it by just sharpening it properly. If you want to repair more noticeable bend, we recommend taking a 2x4, something like that, and making notches in them and drawing the blades through the notch to force it the right way. I mean, it's very subtle. In fact, I'm not even... yeah, it's right here in this section. Just a slight bend, which is not where I end up doing a lot of my knife work anyway, so... ooh, that's a good... we're getting a good edge on this. Okay. Let's move to the incredibly fine. I'm sorry, but your ASMR will be a little bit reduced thanks to the... It actually feels like that might be loaded. That angle looks better. Cleaner. That angle is not clean. There we go. That, whoop. Whoop. Don't drop the ceramic. Hey, what up, friends? It's getting hot in here. There's an oven on. Thank goodness it's only 14 degrees outside. You have no idea how many windows we'll be opening when this is all done.
6?
Yes, the entirety of the windows. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. I don't know if I'll be taking down the blankets to do get the 6th one open. Alrighty. Shave, shave, shave. Okay, I think it's time to move this one over to the flats now. So those triangles seem pretty... Triangle tips seem pretty well loaded, and there we go. Now I feel it. The cosmos. What's the temperature inside here? I'm not sure. I don't think we have any thermometers inside the kitchen area. My thermometer for monitoring internal temperature I keep in the bedroom because that's the one where the temperature matters most. Not so much while I'm sleeping, but getting to sleep. Good God, do I want a comfortable temperature. Turns out, once you turn 40, you don't get old, you just turn into a big baby. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's good. Now let's wipe the sheer amount of... Yeah, there you go. You can see the black marks of where the metal deposits went. Cool. Do I need this anymore? I think cutting is over. I think cutting is over. Oh, good.
You don't cut the kimchi or anything?
You're right, I do cut the kimchi. Perfect, so cutting is not over. But sharpening can be over for a moment. You know what, I haven't sharpened other knives. Let's sharpen another knife. Why not? One that I haven't done in a long time. This is my IKEA Weeb knife. It came in a set of Weeb knives because they have the handles. I wanted it because I wanted a vegetable knife, but it's got too much roundness on the bottom, and it's a fine knife. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. It's made of stainless steel in the P-rep of China. It's a good rep. Electro tie. The V-shaped thing is the Spyderco Sharpmaker Triangle Sharpmaker sharpening utility, and its function is to provide a consistent angle to the sharpening stones. So you just draw your blades down perfectly vertically, and that maintains the 40-degree angle without you having to be a person with perfect pitch, except for grinding angles. If you're looking to purchase one, there are other sharpening assistants out there that I think I would recommend more. Specifically, whatever the one Alex has, which allows you to, is even more foolproof in terms of determining the angle. Like it clamps to the blade and then only allows you to go in a certain angle. Ah, the angle of the tool is called its pitch. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go. My joke is even better. Thanks, Aaron. Why haven't I been doing this every night, Corey?
You're a coward.
Wow! Not sure if that came through, but apparently I've been doing this every night. Nope, nope, they heard it. Well, get ready to edit that into the highlights. I mean, I'd like to think my performance in last night's Gang Beasts proved that I'm, if not skilled, at least not a coward. Okay. I can still feel some pull. This side is nice and smooth. This side... You can hear that?
That's crunchy.
Yeah. Just a bit of crunch going on there. Okay, and then we'll do the other side just to keep it in order. Keep too much of a edge from falling on. Good. Good. Now we're getting smooth. This is going to be so good for cutting things later. Okay, I think that's that side. Let's make them flat now. Make them flat, make them flat, make them flat. Because you're dealing with trumpet players and usually they're a bit sharp. Actually, I did look up the fingering for trumpet today. So, if you're wondering what my next project's probably going to be, it's probably going to be learning the trumpet. The nice thing is that the fingering is exactly the same as the euphoniums, so I've got a leg up there. I just need to learn how to read B flat key in treble clef, which is weird.
It's at least a C minus.
Yeah, I found a trumpet at a Excess Cargo, which is was a Canadian chain of liquidation stores for a deep discount. You play solo? Solo, we can't hear you. Ooh. Oh. Are we good? Coffee time, currently, in terms of instruments, I can play with a certain amount of competency, which is to say I can read the notes on the music and I can actually match the notes to the instrument. Piano, bass guitar, euphonium, didgeridoo. And I think that's about it. Technically, I like anything keyboard related in that sense, so I can probably do a passable, melody instruments like the vibraphone. Yes, of course, I went straight to the vibraphone. Xylophones can just get wrecked. Oh yeah, kazoo. Yep, theremin.
Again, you were recognizing notes and applying them to an instrument. So just because you have made noises with those instruments, does not qualify them.
Theremin doesn't have music. It's like vocal music. There's no human way that you can write down how a throat's supposed to be. Why, for that, you'd have to know what a pitch is. That's impossible. Oh. That's the smell of crispening rice. All right, over to the ceramics. Yeah, I've done some more research. For those of you who have seen previous Theremin episodes, I have done some research on possible problems with the Theremin. And hopefully, oh wait, I should start with the pointy side. Hopefully we'll be able to get back to that at some point in the future and maybe come back to a real Theremin. Oh yeah, Marikath. Alex did indeed at least make a Kiridashi knife on Tinker Tailor. I think back when we were at the Mark IV Moonbase, which seems like forever ago. But it was like it was just that short little time in between Moonbase Mark III and Mark V. I was going through some of my old files today and looking through a feed dump extra push during that very short time that I hosted a few feed dumps. It was with Kate and Serge, and I was wearing a Jester's hat for some reason, and I didn't like it. This knife is starting to feel very smooth, which means, oh, yep, that's a good edge. Again, just a quick polish along the edge, just run that down, yep. More indications of grindage. Give that a good little rinse there, because I hate putting knives away unclean. Perfect. Okay. How is our... God. Okay, so, dear Apple, what made you think this is a good idea? That, you know, oh, we can have a function on our watch to allow us to see how much time is left in the timer. Except when it's electronic. Why do we have the same restrictions as a physical watch? Why can't we see through the hand? We have 10 minutes left on the Skillet timer. Suppose this is a good time for me to slice the kimchi. Now that we've got some knives that are up to the task. Oh no, love the dials, love the hands. Just wish we didn't have to wait until, I don't know, 6:50 to be able to tell how much time is left. That's skeuomorphism. Hawkreek asks, hey Ian, what TTSF projects are still in progress / incomplete? Hey, it's the Dreamcast. Okay. Now, the Dreamcast is definitely in an incomplete state, though I do have an end in mind for that. Probably won't be, may or may not be on program. The Naomi is still in progress. It does have an end game thought out for it. What else is there that we've done that we haven't completed completely yet? There's, I think, some work left to do on one of my Gundams, maybe? Might be. There's the Theremin. Let's see if I've remembered any of these ones. Okay, nope. Yeah, there's definitely more Lego that I need to turn into digital, but that's not necessarily going to be on stream. It might just be something I do for myself. Okay. I'm grabbing a second cutting board because this is my nice cutting board and I don't want to get kimchi juice on it because it stains something fierce. But we do need to chop the kimchi. I'm just going to give my hands a quick wash here because, I mean, you should wash your hands a lot, but also because I've gotten touching a lot of iron, and who knows what else came off from that sharpening session. A sesh. Ooh, that's too hot. And yes, I'm aware that I'm not doing it for the full 20 seconds or whatever the song time is. But I live here and I don't let anyone else in, so this is a sealed environment. No touch. Knife. Okay, how do we want to do this? Let's lay these out, I guess in a manner that's like this, and I think, whoop, let's give these a slight chop there. You're looking for little medium-sized chunks. Good God, this knife is sharp. I'm so happy. It just sails through the kimchi. Okay. And then a couple cross cuts. Just to get some cubic action going there. Again, the same with bigger parts. This is for flavor and a little bit of texture. So, okay, and then we'll just need to make sure we don't get any paper towel in there when we add it to the toppings. Wash that off. Friends, that knife sharpening was worth it. Let me tell you what. Ka-chunk. Okay. Let's set this here. And we have 6 minutes left in the oven. I'm just going to take a quick glance in it to see how it's doing. And I'll report back. Oh, it looks flat, which is exactly what we want. Where is my drink here? Dang it, that's a good... We got 5 minutes. Perfect. Time for some cocktails, Corey.
Oh.
Right? Get the glasses. Okay, actually, yeah, because we've done everything we need to do up to that point. Okay, gonna need my torch.
This one's dirty.
Is it? I'll give it a quick rinse.
It's got water in it, careful.
Thank you. Okay. This is one I know. Well, I don't need to yell at you. You're right there. You're right here with me at the sink. So this is one that I'm sure you, if you're a long time Ian Cinematic Universe fan, you've probably heard me talk about this particular cocktail recipe. It was something I picked up when I was in Calgary for the anime convention Otafest. And they had the opportunity to get custom old fashions. And where do we have my bitters? That is, the hell is that? Sherry vinegar? Why do I have that? So they let you choose a few things. They let you choose your own whiskey. They let you choose your own bitters and whatnot. But what was most interesting about them was that they let you choose what kind of smoke you wanted for your cocktail. How do you smoke your own cocktails, you ask? Well, let me show you. Corey, can you get me the Alberta Premium from the bar there too, please? Turns out that you can just go to your local hardware store, and if you go to the barbecue section, they got stuff like this, which is just a plank that you use for putting stuff on to barbecue it. We are going to use it, and you can use them multiple times. So let me go over here to this.
Food grade. It's food grade plank.
Yeah, food grade plank wood. All right, so that's a place that's not going to burn. Grab your glasses. They could just be any glass. It's fine. We'll get those ready. Let's get the other ports ready too. It's not in the freezer anymore. It's just here, but that's fine because we're not going to be shaking things. We're just going to be stirring them. Grab you, your cocktail spoon, grab the strainer, got our bitters. Oh, we have allspice dram. That's going to be nice as opposed to, what do you call it? Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'd rather have just the intro.
You'd rather have just the ancho? I don't know if we have enough ancho for both of us or any ancho for that matter. Oh, there it is. Yep, we got a little bit left. I'll let you finish that, and I'll use the dram myself. Get some ice. Get a plate for the ice. And just use the ice tray, I guess. Okay, let's load up the ice tray here. Boom. And boom. Okay, we got 2 there. Let's prep 2 of these to come out, because they will go in the cube. And you've got the anchovy here. How much of this do we have? Gotta rinse out the shot glass. The anchovy liqueur is just a chili liqueur. It's kind of spicy. It's nice. We might have to do a bit of both, actually. Well, no. Let's see here. Yeah. That's not going to be enough. Sorry. But that will go nicely with the allspice. So, I don't know, there's 2 of us, so we'll need, I want to say, 40 mils of the allspice dram. And then we're going to want, actually, I should get these going first. Right. So, you got a good shot there, Corey?
Yep.
Okay. So you're going to want to heat these up until you got a really nice, good cherry there. And shut that down, and then boop, for top. Again, you're looking for that little bit of coal starting there. Perfect. Let that burn out and get the other one on top. Okay, now time is of the essence. Let's add a quick hit of Angostura bitters. And Alberta Premium is a fine rye. Especially for mixed drinks, because there are the 2 of us, we're going to go with 2 ounces each, which is roughly 80 milliliters. The rice is done, so we're going to take that out. Whew. I'll let you get a look at that in just a second. We need to finish a cocktail. Spin, my friends. You can see, if you can see the glasses, the smoke is really settling in on the interior of those, and you can taste it. You absolutely can taste it. And it is glorious. All right, let's bring that over there. Flip one. Get the ice inside. That actually keeps the smoke in a bit better. Oop, that there. And then number two. Come on, get in there. And now we pour. And pour. And we just barely get the amounts right. Okay. That one goes to you, thing, and that one goes to me. Cheers, friends at home. Oh, wow. I hadn't done that in a while. Ooh. The allspice goes really nicely with the smoke on those. Okay, we're back. Check this out, because it looks real good. Let's get this towel here so we don't burn that. Trivet time. Check out that crisp around the edges. That lovely look of everything to it. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to get it ready to go back into the oven. So first we need to broil high. Good. Okay. You can leave the leave your rack in the center if you like. You can move it up. I generally leave it in the middle like that, and add the cheese. Again, you want to try and get an even coating. Just nice. Oops, I almost hecked that up, friends, because before you get that on, I like to get some of the kimchi in there as well. So let's get some of those down there, sprinkle that in. Try to keep it even-esque. Doesn't really matter, it's just texture and flavor. But the reason we're adding it now is because we didn't want it to add too much moisture to the party. Because well, you know what, just get in there. Into the pool, everyone. Okay. Have a quick glance to make sure that we didn't get any squares of paper towel. I think what I need to do is just get myself some disposable, I mean not disposable, but what I can consider to be disposable plastic cutting boards for cutting specifically for cutting kimchi. It'll keep me from having to play with and waste paper towel all the time. Some people have a red cutting board in their kitchen for poultry. For me, it's for kimchi. That was the dish towel. Put those back. Okay, and then let's get that rest of that cheese on there. Why not? Cover things up. And this gives a chance for the oven to preheat, for that broiler to get up to temperature. Because it's not going back in for long, just long enough to really get the cheese melted and bubbling. Just finish it up. Okay, let's go in there, and actually, Friendly friends, my timing's almost perfect because this needs to go back in for 5 minutes. 5 minutes on the timer. Bam! We cooking. All right. Was that oil? Was that water? Who knows? No one can say. No one can say. All right, 5 minutes. Oh yes, 7 p.m. It's the bangeting hour. The recognition time. I mean, I suppose we can get involved in this time. Not good. Not good enough. Right, where and what? Next is you. I think I did bake some of the oil out of my cutting board. I'm gonna have to re-oil that tomorrow. Damn. You, the milk punch, are coming next. Let's prepare for your arrival, which means we're gonna need a bowl into which to strain it. And the bowl that I use for that is the bowl that is big enough for it, which is currently filled with lids. Why that's the case, but okay. So, for the last bit, you're going to need a big bowl, which can hold all of your milk punch. You're going to need some form of a mesh sieve. That's not enough, though. In addition to that, you are going to need at least one, we only have one, big-ass coffee filter. Because we need to filter all of that milk out of that milk punch. So I'm just going to leave that there for the moment because we're getting close to the time when we need to take the Korean crispy rice out, and I want to give a nice demo of that coming out straight of the oven.
You want to grab a trimmer?
Yes, I think I should. Aha! Trivet. Let's get another one. Double up. Trivet. And to get it out of the pan, I'm going to use one of my favorite kitchen tools. My trusty dusty? Sure, why not? Trusty dusty okonomiyaki spatula. It's like a pancake turner, but it's sharp. It makes a beautiful sound. 2 minutes left. Let's put this in the sink area. The best part about Tinker Tailor tonight is that I don't have to go home to make dinner. I'm already there, and it's already done! Oh no, no, good, phew, okay. This is the one thing I always mess up and sometimes get wrong, is that these go on at the very end. You let the residual heat of the rice and the cheese slightly cook the green onions. But you do not put them under the broiler with everything else, otherwise they will become mush. And nobody wants mushy onions. Somebody probably does, but they should probably rethink their choices. Unless you're caramelizing onions, in which case that's a completely different and it's a different show. And one we're not going to do because that takes way too long. Definitely, if we're going to do this again, I'm going to make another get another monitor to put chat on, because right now I've got you here and you're tiny and so far away. Oh. The smoke and allspice is so good. And yeah, this just gets put away until the next time we need to make a cocktail. Alrighty, 30 seconds left on the timer. I think that's the time we can take things out. Hit the timer, walk back here and take my sweet time. Hoping that it gets close to 20 seconds. We'll turn off the oven. Oh, ho, 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 my friends. Have a look at that. Does that not look absolutely amazing? Now, let's get our oven mitt on. Oh yeah, the green onion. Yes, thank you, Corey. Ah! Even after I'd said all the words about it. All right. We'll just let that set up for a second. Perfect. Okay, so that's setting itself up. Give it a moment, and then we can, well, you know what, let's cut into it right now. That way we can just lift it out. So, I don't know how many people this is supposed to feed, but this feeds 2 people. I think the recipe states that it is 4 people, 4 portions for normal persons, or 1 person for a feast. And I particularly like that, that change, which makes a 2-person portion not quite a feast, but not quite a, not just a meal. All right, you can see already how gooey some of this is. And we're just going to come along the edge here, in the back. Let's plate. How's that look there? So I hope you can see there's, you know, you've got your strata, the kimchi, the top rice, or the top cheese, you got your rice, you've got the layer of cheese there, which is now melted down into, and then into the bottom. Beautiful crust on the bottom and the back. I can't help myself. I gotta make sure this is good, because we have to eat this later. Wow. I hope you got the crunch there, because that's definitely part of that particular dish's appeal. Okay. Now it's time to, because we're already into it, now it is time for us to drain this stuff. Thankfully, that stuff does not need to be eaten hot, but would you like some right now, Corey, or you're busy? Okay. So this just gets strained. I don't know why I'm trying to be precious with it, because it's all got to go through. I think what I wanted to do was just do a bit of it, and then give you all a look. Start there. Perfect. I'm just going to rinse out this shot glass here because I want you all to see just how gorgeous this liquid is. So you can strain this a number of times if you so choose. I've done it only once myself. Todd recommends, my brother Todd recommends doing it multiple times, but I've never really felt the need myself. And I'm not going to force y'all to stick around for this whole process, because it does take some time to fully drain. But you do not want to drink any of this. You do, if you partake, want to drink all of this. Let's get that rinsed out. Or at least in some water so it doesn't take too much scrubbing. You know what, let's rinse that off too. My lemon squeezer was drying out, and that's no bueno. Okay. I love seeing this part here up top. This to me feels like looking at a planet, like another planet, a gas giant, because you've got just this thin layer of clear liquid, almost like an atmosphere over top of this storm cloud of terrible milk particulate. But let's see here. I should also mention that you absolutely do not want to wring out or squeeze or try to accelerate the process of the draining, because you want what comes through easily and naturally. Anything else is not going to taste good. And believe me, I consider myself a thrifty person, so I tried. It was not good. But let's see if I can pour out just a titch of this here and let you see what we're dealing with. And maybe get a bit of a description for you too. Yep, let's get a bit more of that. So you can see, hopefully, the difference between the two of these. This is even, yeah, I might want to take this through another round with the filters. I think I might do that when we're done, but yeah, shine a light through it. That's not a bad idea. But even just having it park in the fridge for a few hours, and just letting things settle to the bottom of the bottle is going to make a world of difference. But let's just see here. Yeah, see, right now it's not perfectly clear at all. I'm very disappointed. But you can see a big difference. That said, just to give you an idea of the flavor profile here, close, but it is definitely, yeah, there's just still a bit of particulate in there. But what makes this milk punch such a nice drink is how round the feeling is in your mouth. It's like drinking milk in terms of the mouth feel, but none of the flavor whatsoever. All that we're getting here flavor-wise is there's just a hint of the port, almost none of the tannins. Yep, you can definitely get a bit of the allspice, but again, everything that's sharp, everything that is unpleasant has been filtered out and has been captured by the milk particulate, and it's smooth, and it's definitely still got all of the alcohol too. So if you do decide to make this yourself, be aware that you are dealing with a high-test solution. But yeah, looks like I've got some more filtering to do, which means I've got some more coffee filters to buy. So that's nice. All right. Let's set that down there. Let's pour that back in for more filter through. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of Tinker, Tailor, Solder, Fry. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this week. This is something I've wanted to try doing since this whole thing started, and I'm glad we've managed to successfully get an episode of this program out onto the interwebs and into your eyes, and it has been a pleasure having you all here with me. If you're at twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, if you're at youtube.com/loadingreadylive, well, that's where you can find the rest of our VODs, and we're very happy to have you here as well. We see you, and we're not in love, but we do love you. We'd also like to we'd also like to remind you that if you'd like to see more of our scripted content, head on over to loadingreadyrun.com. That's where all the great shows hang out, but especially youtube.com/loadingreadyrun is where we keep all of our scripted and premium content, which is all free. And of course, you can check out youtube.com/LRRMTG for the Magic the Gathering content that we are known for. Also check out loadingreadyrun.com/live for links to our schedule. You can check out where all the upcoming shows are. I think Kathleen has a Play It Forward tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then I think the schedule is free until the Friday night Not Paper Fight, which is happening in the evening at 5 p.m. and will be an Ikora draft, if I am remembering correctly.
6-player Ikora draft.
Damn, I'm good tonight. What else do we need to...
Saturday, Serge and James and Wiggins are doing Valorant one more.
Right. Big thing there.
And then Sunday is Kathleen's Island Tour.
Back on the island with Kathleen for Kathleen's Island Tour before Rhythm Cafe, where we'll be back with Discord. Distortions, which we've been enjoying the heck out of. Mm-hmm. That surprised me, given... it's just Steam reviewers. Steam reviewers are always angry.
Do you have the sub-notifications up?
I do have them up. I also want to thank everyone, of course, over at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun for all of your support there. We appreciate it that you were able to help us out monthly and keep the lights on. And if you are having trouble right now and you can't keep your subscription going, no shade, no lemonade. Do take care of yourself. That goes for each and every one of you out there today. Specifically, though, I would like to thank a number of people who have decided to show their generosity to us with subscriptions and bits here on twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, starting with Mick Squizzy, who has subscribed for 37 months. Thank you so much for your support. Sir Garrett Cameron has subscribed for 44 months. Button. I will be button tonight. Earthen One cheering with 51 bits. I lost my ability to eat hot food today. Microwave broke. Oh no, glad to see it being made vicariously. Check your fuses. We moved in and this microwave was broken, and it turns out it was just a fuse. Be careful if you're getting inside it, though. There's some big capacitors and they can hurt or kill you. Don't die when you're repairing your microwave. Toon Hoon! Subscribed for 15 months. Thank you so much for your continued support. Cheers to Revenant77X for 36 months of support. Thank you. Thanks also to T. Stodden for 77 months of support. Cheers to you, T. Stodden. Feldheim C has subscribed for 81 months. Thank you for joining us tonight. The Count is a subscriber now, thanks to the Maricat. Thank you both for being in the channel and for your generosity, respectively. Night Raven 949 subscribed for 4 months. Welcome to the channel for the 4th time. Mini Cheese subscribed for 40 months. 3.33333333333333. It's repeating. Nice. Mr. Bapendum here for 12 months. 12 months, almost as long as 2020 feels like. It's still 2020.
It's May.
The Blood Sparrow cheering with 100 bits. Ian giving off big frugal gourmet energy. Oh, thanks. Remiel117 subscribing for 34 months. Thank you for your support as well. I'd also like to thank Burgundy Eagle for their 35-month anniversary subscription, except by I mean month-iversary? Month-iversary. Let's call it that. Prince Nimzar subscribing for 27 months in a row. Thank you. Kevlar Giraffe for the full real year. Woo! An entire year! Thanks for all the entertainment you've provided, especially now These stream/VODs are great for taking my mind off everything else. Yeah, me too. Hilarious! Subscribe for 26 months. Munch love. Wait, much love. Did I say munch love? Munch love too. Travi Bear, brand new subscriber. Thank you. Derps of Doom, subscribing for 18 months. Thank you for your continued support. Ian in the kitchen with knives. What could possibly go wrong? Nothing. I am injury free.
You burned yourself on the rice cooker.
No, it wasn't permanent. It was just cosmetic. Yeah, it's cosmetic, but with feelings. That's how that works. NSG Reaper subscribing for 81 months. Boy, that's a big number. Thank you. Wolveroo subscribing for 15 months. 15 months. I am calling that a pandemic baby. Ooh, baby full of virus. Cassona subscribing for 32 months. Thank you for your continued support as well. Cyber Ferret subscribed for 19 months. Thank you for that. Milk Does a Body Good just subscribed. Thanks to the Maricat. Well, Milk, this is what's left of you. You do a punch good, Milk. RR Tycoon 2 subscribing for that 41 month in a row. Thank you for sticking around. eBlock cheering us with 198 bits. Safety guards third. I put them on. Give me that at least. Knife Master subscribed. Thanks to the Maricat. Enjoy your knives. Burger Tariff subscribing for 41 months. Thank you for your support. A Wicked Observer. That's Wicked, not the past tense of Wick. 2 months. Thanks for coming back. Xantos, cheering with 50 bits. Just got here. How's it going? It went well. Endurance? Subscribe for 16 months. Put your ad here. Call 555-420-6969. Orion the Silent, subscribing for 15 months. Thank you. Wesley Phone, subscribing for 11 months. Thank you for that. Almost got the year there. Contingent Cat throwing down 169 bits, saying, I always love cooking TTSFs. Thanks, Ian and Corey. Me too. I love doing them, especially when I have all the equipment I need and don't have to run back to my apartment from the office. Tim E. Time, subscribing for 9 months. Good job, Ian. Thank you. Good job to you, too, on that resub. And that sub, baby, I might add. BV310, 64 months. Bon appetit, Tilty Household. We certainly did create some serious eats. Good ones, in fact. Cryomancer 20X6, cheering us with 100 bits. Today was my birthday, and it was a nice, relaxing way to end it. Thanks. Happy birthday. I hope it's a good one. Tilty House just subscribed. Thanks to the Maricat. Thank you for that resub to this thing. And Alton Brown just subscribed. Also thanks to the Maricat. I hope he finds this, and I hope he chooses not to sue me for any form of infringement. Love you, Alton. The Kraken 19 subscribed for 68 months. I owe you one. Well, you don't, but we need one more to get to that magic number, don't we? Hope you'll come back for that. And thank you for that sub. And thank all of you for your subs, bits, and everything you do on that side of the camera. It helps us do what we do on this side of the camera, and we love doing it, at least I can speak for myself on that. See you all in a fortnight for I don't know what yet, but we'll, figure it out as we get closer to it. This ends the broadcast day here at the mighty Loading Ready Run Video Entertainment Network. Thank you so much once again. As we say every night on Tinker Tailor Solder Fry, ever forward, never learning. Cheers.